Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to try and kind of show you some of the gear and some of the nutrition that I will be using on the day of the Ironman, and kind of some of the pieces that it takes to do a triathlon, and then also just some of the different things I've learned about some of the gear and running, cycling, and swimming over the last year that could benefit anyone that is looking to get into, say, running, cycling, or swimming and wants to know a little bit more about the gear. I noticed in the last couple videos that my audio hasn't been that great, and so I'm trying to figure this thing out. So I appreciate the patience, and the quality of these films on YouTube definitely will keep getting better. I'm just trying to kind of get some things figured out as I get this thing rolling. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera more towards the stuff behind me and then start walking through some of the gear that I'll be using for the day of my Ironman. The first piece I have here is the TRIATHLON or Smartwatch. This is a Garmin Fenix 5 that I've been using for the last couple years and really enjoyed. I'll be using this for obviously the entire event, both the swim, the bike, and the run, and wear it throughout the entire time. This is the wetsuit I'll be wearing, which is an Xterra wetsuit. It's a full body wetsuit. Ironman does allow wetsuits, so wetsuits certainly are a help. They make you more buoyant and just through the water better. Next off is goggles. You want to have a good pair of goggles, something that doesn't fog up, something that's super comfortable. I just bought these new TYR tier goggles just to have a fresh pair ready to go. It's also a good idea to have a backup pair just in case your main pair does break. Same thing with the swim cap. You want to have a backup cap just in case for some reason your cap doesn't work out, or Ironman will provide them, but it's good to have a backup. This is Body Glide. This will help in any of the friction points on the body. I'll be using this especially on the run and the bike. Parts of where the wetsuit contacts my body, I'll be using it as well, between the wetsuit and my neck. It's really good to have that along for the day of. This is my helmet. This is a gyro. I think it's called the Speed Max or something to that effect. But anyways, it's an aero helmet that protects your ears, gives really good coverage and protection over your face. It keeps a lot more of a comfortable ride, and it is actually a quicker helmet, so the helmet does make you a little bit more aerodynamic and a little bit more quick on the bike. Moving into the bike, the next thing I'm going to show you here is a little trick I learned from some people in triathlon. Is that right here you see my shoes hanging up on the ground. If I was to try push my bike without my shoes being banded up to the bike, they would kind of get stuck. So this is a little triathlon trick. You want to put rubber bands around your bike frame and then attach your shoe to the rubber band. So you do this with both shoes, so you can push your bike out of transition without your shoe bouncing off the ground, and then as soon as you start pedaling, the rubber bands just break. This is the bike chain lubricant I'll be bringing. This is for water, extreme conditions. It looks like it may rain on Sunday, so I'll be using the wet. There is dry bike chain lubricant as well. Also a good idea to have a really good bike tire pump ready and available. You want to make sure that your tires are aired up to the proper PSI morning of, because they do change overnight. You might lose a couple pounds of pressure in the tires, so I like to check mine morning of, make sure they're right at 90 pounds per square inch or PSI, and keep them ready. This is what I'll be drinking on the bike, Gatorade Endurance. This is also what Ironman offers on the bike course. They offer Gatorade Endurance, so I've been training with this for the last year and a half just to get my body acclimated to it. Moving on to the run, so these are the shoes I'll be using. These are the Nike Flyknit Epic Reacts. I have two pairs of them. Just because it does look like it's going to rain, I'll be bringing both pairs out there. Just so I have a chance to change if need be. If my feet get too wet and soppy, I can change into the second pair. This next piece is the race belt that you put your number plate on here. It's got those little buttons that the number plate snaps into. It's a really good idea to have one of these. The first time I did a triathlon, I used pins, and those pins wore marks into my skin, which turned into bleeding, and it was pretty painful later into the race. Next thing is socks. You want to have a good pair of socks, especially for the run. I like these Swiftwick socks. They pull the moisture away. They're really comfortable. They got some compression qualities as well. And this is the salt stick that I will be using for the run. You want to have a really good quality salt piece for all components of the race, and I'll be using this electrolyte salt made by Base. And then finally, these are just some sunglasses that I'll be wearing throughout the run. Something to keep the eyes protected, but then also a lot of airflow around them. All right, so that wraps up my gear preparations video for Ironman. This is just another opportunity to show a little bit more about the race and a little bit more about the details and the gear that goes into doing a triathlon and an Ironman event. So yeah, this is just another video, another opportunity to kind of show a little bit more about it. And if you have interest, I would love to share this with you guys and show more in the coming videos. So we will see you in the next one.